Okay, so it is the next day now, and this is December 8th, and this is the breakfast we had. We had a croissant and another bread that had pistachio cream in it. And the main thing we did on the 8th was that we had our hakamas on, and we went to go take some photos at different places in Kyoto. And the reason we did this was because in Japan, when you turn 20, you usually do a thing called seijinshiki, and you take photos with your kimono on. I don't think I'm gonna be a part of that, so I thought that it would be cool to do like a mini seijinshiki just by ourselves, but at Kyoto instead, because I had so much fun in Kyoto last year when we went. So we got our own hakama, and mom learned how to put it on us, and I don't know how she did it, but she like got it right almost on her first try. So she's an amazing mom. And we had our hakamas on, and we took a lot of cool photos. So this is the breakfast we had that day, and let's move on to some photos we took. So the first place we went was a place called Kyoto Trip, and it's basically a railroad kind of that is not used anymore. The trees around it are all sakura trees actually, so it would have been pretty to go in the spring, but I really liked this feeling of it being like fall, you know. And after Kyoto Trip, we went towards Nanzenji and where Suirokaku is. In the middle of our walk, we found this cute kitty. This looked so cool. It had that retro, like antique kind of vibe to it, so it matched our hakama really well. After that, we went to this place called the Philosopher's Road, and we were really lucky because there was no one here. I don't know, maybe it was because we were pretty early, but yeah, we took some amazing photos here too. After that, we went to this place called Heian Jingu, and Heian Jingu is right next to KYOCERA Museum. We actually had a small tea break here, but we did not record that many videos or take any photos here, so yeah, we had a small break, and then we headed towards this place called Shinsenen, which had this red bridge that reflected against the pond. That was so pretty. So after that, we headed towards Arashiyama, and we went to have afternoon tea. I've never had afternoon tea before. It's too fancy for me. Okay, so this is the drink menu that they had. So as you guys can see, there are a lot of different kinds of drinks. I got the one that's called Berusayu no Yoru. I do not know how to pronounce that, so I'll just say it in Japanese. Seasonal tea that they had was called hibicha. It definitely had a unique taste to it. Mago Uemon, green tea Seidan, that's what I had. And Kay had, you know, like roasted tea and stuff like that, but the one that Dad chose to have was so funny. The name was 7 Perfume. I'm sorry, it matches him so well. And there you go, that is the Japanese style afternoon tea set that we had. Look at that, like, oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm gonna pause here and talk about what we had. So I think it's a rice flour bread, and then the orange jam looking thing is jam. And then there's a black soybean and cheese tart. So that is on this plate. And then this guy over here, the one on the left, this soup is a vegetable soup with miso flavored crouton in it, and those croutons were so good. And then we had dashi curry and rice. Okay, well now let's look at this big giant box of yumminess in front of us. So in here, there was a Japanese rolled omelet and broccoli with vinegar miso, chicken with sesame sauce served with yuzu pepper, taro, tempura, and camembert cheese, shiitake mushroom and hijiki seaweed inari sushi, roasted tomato and simmered with konnyaku, wheat gluten wrapped in bamboo leaf, which was basically a dango, and miso glazed lotus root burger. This was my favorite. And then this guy over here, that the cucumbers and some other vegetables in it. This is a winter melon and yogurt salad. So that was really delicious as well. So the desserts were, first of all, this guy was a persimmon flavored dessert, and the two other ones were both sweet potato, but this one was called samegai, and the other one was called Amanohashidate. And it looks so cute, so fancy. It was a After that, we went to this place that I found out that they let you just take photos with these umbrellas that are outside. So we didn't need to pay for this, and there was no one here, so we were really lucky. So we just picked them up and took some photos, and Kate looks so freaking beautiful and cute. Okay, so after our time at Arashiyama, we moved to this new hotel that we were gonna stay in. It's in Amanohashidate. And our friend was really kind to pay for all four of us to stay here. So this was like the biggest room I've had at a hotel. So yeah, we were a little excited, so we were doing some stupid things in it, but we had a lot of fun here. After settling in the hotel, we went downstairs again to have dinner. And the dinner they had was this elaborate crab dinner. And I have never had this much crab in my whole life. Look at Kate, she's like, what the heck? This is too fancy, oh my goodness. Okay, so some things they had were, first of all, crab sashimi. And some other like vegetable dishes right there. And they had boiled crab. And that's Kate enjoying crab. And this is me enjoying crab too. And that is crab tempura. Oh my goodness. And this is crab nabe. This tasted so good. And it just had like cooked crab too. And I did not include this because we didn't take a photo, I think, but they also had savory egg pudding that had crab in it as well. And after we had the nabe, they took the soup that was in it and mixed it with rice. And they had a dessert that was pudding. And this was like, it melted in your mouth. I'm like drooling just remembering how good it tasted. So after we had dinner, we were kind of like super excited in hyper mode, so we took some random photos right here. And also they had yukata for you to wear, so that's what I have on here. And it is the next morning and the sun looks beautiful, and we are having a beautiful breakfast. So some things they had here are rice, fish, beef, tamagoyaki, salad, some other side dishes, yogurt, miso soup, tsukemono. My favorite was the beef that is in that green little thing that has fire on now, you know? That was so good, it tasted amazing. Okay, so after that we took some random photos at this hotel because I don't think we'll ever be able to come back here again. And we also had some ichigo daifuku that we got from Arashiyama. And after that we headed towards the ocean that looks beautiful. And this is one of the shrines that they had, and there was this cute little cat just laying right down by the bell. Okay, it looks a little scary there. Okay, it looks like a dork there. And we are going, we're just walking on this bridge now, you know? And then the people, when we were walking on the bridge, they're like, hey dude, you gotta hurry. And I'm like, why do we need to hurry? But then it all made sense because this is a bridge called Kaisenkyo, which means that it is a rotating bridge. And the reason it rotates is because a boat goes past it all the time. So but they only usually rotate it like at 10 o'clock or like only like certain times. But we were really lucky because we were there exactly at 10, so you guys can see it actually moving. Like after this, we went by the ocean and we played around in the sand a little bit. I was too excited about this place. So after that, we went to Amanohashidate viewland. So we were on a monorail. Yeah, it was a little scary, but we had a lot of fun. The cool thing is that we were all on the monorail when we came up, but then when we were gonna go back down, Kate said, you know, actually I'm gonna go on the lift. And the lift is basically just, you know, a chair that you sit on and then you go up and down. I would never be on that. But Kate's just like, yeah, I wanna go on that. So she did. Okay, well this is how Amanohashidate looks from above. And when you go here, they do this thing that is called matanozoki. And you guys will see us doing it here. But the purpose of doing this is to see the scenery upside down. And when you look at it upside down, it looks like this green part in the middle, you know, that is a dragon that is trying to go up to like heaven almost, like to the sky. So at Amanohashidate Viewland, we also figured out that they had this archery place, and Kate and I are both like, dude, we really want to do that. So we got to do it, and this is how we looked like. We're both a little confused at first, but man, Kate looks like a professional. Look at that. We got lunch after this. That's the ramen that Dad got. I got a sashimi, like a donburi, and Kate got a fish teishoku, and Mom got a fish burger, and our friend got a sashimi teishoku. After having lunch, we actually went back to Kyoto, Kyoto-shi, and then we went to this place where we made our own mug cups, but you know, not like making our own mug cups, but we like kind of designed our own mug cups. So we used a special paint to draw the thing that we wanted there. And then you put basically gold powder on top, and this is the one that Kate made, but we'll definitely show you guys the photos of our cups that we made later. After doing that, we actually went to go see this non-verbal play, but we didn't take any photos there. After that, we went to have dinner at this fancy restaurant. So we both look a little nervous there. And Kate got this special tea that is in this special cup, and she looks so fancy. And this is the dinner that we had, but sadly, I forgot to take home the menu that they had, so I can't explain each dish we had, but this guy was really good. I'm just gonna say that. And yeah, I loved this, but my favorite was, oh, this was really good too though. This was beetroot flavored fish, I think, and this was basil risotto with, what do you call this? Hotate. What is the name of hotate in English? Whatever it is. This was my favorite dish. This was so good. And this was also a fish, but the skin was like fried, and it was so crispy, and it was so crispy, but the middle was so soft and like buttery, and it was delicious. And the main dish was this. And our friend who treated us here, she had this waiting for me, which was a special birthday plate that said "Happy Birthday, Audrey" on it, and with a little cute candle with it. And it was just, I almost cried when I saw this in front of me. It was so cool. So so we're jumping all of a sudden to the next day. But yeah, we had a great dinner, and then we went back to a hotel, packed everything because the next day was the day for us to go home. So this is the 10th now. We're having breakfast. We didn't have that much time because we had to leave Kyoto station at 11, so we only had enough time to just get breakfast. But this is the breakfast we had. There was sashimi and this plate full of goodies, so we had a full belly from the morning. And after that, I didn't take any footage of this, but actually we went to Kyoto station, and there was this Kyoto animation official shop, so we went in there. We didn't get anything because we already packed all our stuff, but they had the official art that they used for the anime, so we got to see that, and that was really cool. So this is us waiting at the bus station for the bus, and we are having some dango that we got from Arashiyama. And then we jump all of a sudden to Kansai airport. We had like a snack almost there. So this was okonomiyaki, and I got takoyaki, and dad got curry udon. And mom got sandwiches, but I forgot to take photos of those, so I am sorry, mom. We boarded the plane, and look at that. It looks like we are like going on to a private jet or something. I love this photo. It looks so epic. At Nagasaki airport, our grandma was really kind to say that we could go to her house and have dinner there, so she made nabe and salad and some other side dishes that were really good. And she also was the one who took care of our cat Ender too, so a big thank you to her. And yeah, that is kind of how our Kyoto trip was. I did not include all of the photos we took because if I included all of them, it would have been 50 minutes. And this is already, what, 20 or 30 minutes already? So, good idea that I didn't include all of them. But if you are interested in some other photos we took with our hakama on, or all the other photos that we took, there are like videos up on our main channel too. So I'll include those links in the description. So if you guys are interested, please check that out. And a big thank you to our awesome friend who took us all around Kyoto. And yeah, I think that is it for this Kyoto vlog. You can hear my sister singing in the background, but thank you guys so much for watching till the end. I'll see you guys again on the next one. Bye!